George, a tight win away at Newcastle last weekend then, and obviously you know how much of a tough place that is to go, so really pleasing to get that result up there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really tough place to go. You know, when you combine the travel, a Friday night kickoff, and the added bonus of a storm, albeit the weather, is never great up there on a Friday night. The boys did really well. They prepared really, really well for the game. They travelled really well. And it came down to one score, which again is going to happen a lot in the Premiership. But I thought the way the lads managed their way through, a couple of sticky spots, a tough last 10 minutes to get through, they did a really good job.
Yeah, and how difficult was that storm to manage for people that might not necessarily have been there?
Yeah, I don't think the cameras actually did it justice when I watched it back, because from the moment you stepped out, you were soaked through. So the boys, before the warm-up, they're walking out on the pitch, they're absolutely soaked through. They're getting hammered all game. Come in at half-time, change a little bit, and then go back out, and you're just playing sopping wet for 80 minutes. But look, both teams were playing sopping wet. I actually thought both teams tried to play a bit of rugby, tried to put their game plan on the other team, but very hard conditions. And as I say, the last 10 minutes was tough. Momentum was fully against us, and they scored a couple of tries within about 2 or 3 minutes, and suddenly it became a dogfight right at the end.
And that adaptability can go a long way in a Premiership rugby season, can't it?
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, Newcastle is not to be underestimated as an away trip, and you put the weather in. I think the boys, some of the lads, that's their first trip to Newcastle, so they've experienced it full throttle now. As I say, I thought they stepped up, they managed it well, they hung in there, they stuck in there through some sticky patches, and that's a great experience for them, and something we can really feed off.
And you said in the week as well that it would come down to hard work. I'm just thinking back to that scrum at the end, for an example. How did you feel the boys worked?
Yeah, I mean, our scrum was very, very strong and dominated all game, which was great. Trevor's done a great job there, and our scrum's been getting better week on week. So it was an area we knew we could get on top, but you've got to work very, very hard in that area. You've got to stick to the plan. And as I say, when you're running around, tackling, getting up, you're soaking wet all the time, to make sure your scrum's on point is crucial. And obviously the boys finished off the game really well.
And moving forward to this week then, obviously Sarries coming to Kingsholm, and that's always going to be a tough one.
Yeah, we've had some good battles with Saracens, going right down to the wire the last few times we've played them. So, look, they're the champions of the Premiership. They're the champions for a reason. We've got to respect that, and we've got to make sure we're very, very prepared for them.
Yeah, you mentioned the games with Saracens are always tight. Obviously, you won't want it to be tight, but how much confidence does it give you, the fact that you've had 2 tight games already this season and come out on the right side?
Yeah, I think we're growing all the time. I think we respect the fixtures we've played, the context of the fixtures we've played. The amount of lads who've got experience over this period, and we're constantly challenging the decisions we've made. The processes we've gone through. So our intention is to get better, make sure we're fully prepared. But look, we go into this knowing Saracens are a very tough team, and knowing we've got to be really good on the day.
Yeah, obviously two wins out of 2, but still confident you can keep going on that upward curve and progressing.
Absolutely, yeah, we're happy with the results, obviously, but I think we've been very honest after every game. I think there's lots of stuff we want to do better. As you say, Friday night last week's very hard to try and push your game on in those sort of conditions, and it's more just about getting the win and getting home and getting ready for Saracens. But we want to keep pushing our game on. We brought lights in to develop our attack. And there's lots of things we want to keep pushing hard and getting better at. So that's the objective each week. Obviously, we want to win as well.
And first Friday night lights here at Kingsholm of the season. So how much are you looking forward to getting back out in front of these fans under the lights?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Last game with Quins was a brilliant atmosphere. Obviously, the last couple of minutes was outstanding, but I thought the atmosphere from the start was brilliant. Friday night's very special here. When the dark comes and the lights are on and it's screaming and shouting, it's brilliant. So we're very excited about that. But we love playing there.
Cheers, George.
Cheers.